Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
New York City first responders are now responding to the win of Zohran Mamdani, as the New York City fire chief has announced that he's going to be resigning. In Houston, Texas, they're attempting to recruit NYPD officers. They're saying, NYPD officers, if you're disgusted with the win of Zohran Mamdani, come join us. Many people living inside New York City are actually fearing that NYPD will be heading out of New York City. One NYPD officer said, "Why should we live in a city where the mayor and the people who elected this mayor openly hate the NYPD?" Then he said, "It's cool though, when bad things happen in New York City, let them bring the social workers in and let's see how that works out." Then he says, "Remember, elections have consequences." Yes, elections have consequences. We all know that Zohran Mamdani has said over and over again that he wants to defund the police. He wants to disarm the police. He's even been seen in protest yelling at police. And this is who they elected to be the mayor of New York City. Are NYPD officers going to be fleeing out of New York City, heading to Houston, Texas? Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Less than an hour after New York voters chose Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani as mayor, the social media campaign from the Houston Police Union started. Posts to tempt New York police officers to make a move. How much of it is really a recruitment effort versus a bit of a publicity stunt?
Right. No, this is all about recruiting.
The union's flyer touts the recent HPD pay raise, support from the mayor, council, and community, and a fair district attorney. Union President Doug Griffith.
We're 1,200 officers short. So I don't care if it's 2 or 200. If we can get some great NYPD guys down here, we'll take them.
During the mayoral campaign, Mamdani backed away from this post on X, which read in part, "The NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. What we need is to hashtag defund the NYPD."
How do you work for a boss that's basically said he wants to defund you and call you racist? It's almost a no-brainer.
While Mamdani has said he no longer supports defunding the police, retired cop, now law enforcement professor Jay Coons says the recruitment push could work.
There's some tongue-in-cheek going on, absolutely. That might provide the incentive for some officers there at NYPD who are a little ambivalent.
As added incentive, the union posted about local bagel shops, Texas' favorite grocer HEB, and just how far money goes when it comes to housing.
You can't live in New York if you're a policeman that works in New York. We are clicking on all cylinders right now, and we'll take anybody that wants to come here.
God bless this young lady right here. Shout out to Gen Z! Let's do it.
Mamdani won yesterday because the education system failed my generation. 75% of voters under the age of 30 supported Mamdani. And there are essentially two types of people in this group. First, there are the people who actually hate America and want to destroy it. You know, the ones they're chanting globalize the Intifada, want to assassinate everyone who makes more money than them, and think it's a tragedy that the Soviet Union collapsed. Then there's another group of people, probably the majority of people, who see that there are legitimate issues with New York City, but the education system has failed them so miserably that they have no idea how to fix it. Like, yes, New York City is extremely expensive, and government policy is largely what has made it that way. So of course, someone who comes in and says, well, everything's just going to be free, sounds great to people who are rightfully concerned about prices but don't know anything about economics or history. But government-controlled rent, grocery stores, and healthcare are not going to make these issues better. Because once the rich people that the Mamdani voters hate so much either leave the city completely or run out of money for the government to take, they're going to first have to deal with lower quality of services and then shortages. And this is all so frustrating for those of us who have either read a book about this stuff or who are even just paying attention to what's happening in, say, our own country in like California, or who are paying attention to other countries that have gone down this path like Venezuela or Cuba. But what's most concerning to me isn't necessarily the economic issues, even though those are going to be an issue. The bigger concern for me is the growing number of people who know what socialism is and know what it leads to, but they want it for America because they hate America and want to destroy it. And the ignorant majority is giving them what they want. Because it's not just the economy that politicians have access to, they also have access to the education system and law enforcement. And with access to these parts of our society, they can intentionally make things worse and then point to things getting worse and say, look, the American project was always doomed to fail. Mamdani is the product of a cycle where people who want America and the West destroyed are creating an environment where they can easily manipulate the ignorant majority into supporting these policies that are going to actively destroy the country. Remember that desperate people are extremely easy to manipulate. People should fear socialism the same way that they fear Nazism, and the fact that they don't shows how far the brain rot goes. The only way to beat this is to start by arming people with facts. If we can't turn this around, and turn this around soon, the country will start to look like the Soviet Union, or maybe even something worse.
So you don't feel safe in the streets or the subways, but you elect somebody who wants to defund the police. You've been protesting no kings, but you elect a democratic socialist, which would increase government involvement. You look at practicing Christians and say that they're in a state of religious psychosis, but when it comes to Islam, you embrace it and more than welcome it into our Western civilization. Mind you, not the most accepting of LGBT, women empowerment, and feminism. Sounds like you just elected somebody mayor of New York City that contradicts a lot of the values that you claim to stand for. Oh, but he promised free buses and rent and childcare. Oh, you poor thing, you are so cute. I don't know what fairy tale, storybook, Disney movie you think you're the main character of, but nothing is free. He's finally gonna stick it to the rich and raise their taxes, and that's how everything's gonna be free. You would be a fool to think that America's wealthy is going to be complacent, be bent over by Mamdani, and stay in New York while their taxes continue to climb. Something that the rich have is the means and financial freedom to up and leave, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And then what? And then who's gonna pay for your free bus ticket? Oh, New York. Listen, I wish you all the best. I hope I'm wrong, but please give me an example where full socialism, not integrated with capitalism, has ever worked. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.
You know, as a person, a public servant who puts his life on the line every day to protect the safety of people in the areas that I patrol and protect the Constitution, it is sad to see that my former home, New York City, has been overrun by individuals who did not even grow up in that city. They now dictate the direction of that great city. And I find it truly disgusting how the New York government have made a mockery of the voting system in that city. I mean, just look. How can you say with a straight face that that socialist won that election fair and square? Absolutely not. You have people who have been paid to vote, not one, not twice, not 3 times, but multiple times on social media, bragging about it, bragging about payments that they received, from dark money, just made a mockery of our voting system in New York City. And don't think that any of them had to show ID. No, New York is against voter ID. And you wonder why. Look at any liberal ran city, California, and see why they keep yelling that voter ID is fascism.
Look where Kamala won.
That is because they want to allow their voter base, the illegal kind, to come in and elect any kind of socialist Marxist that they want to destabilize this nation. I was born and raised in the city of New York, 5 boroughs, not outside, in the city. And I watched it go to shit. So much so that I had to pack my family up and leave. And if you would have told me 5 years ago that New York would elect a socialist Muslim, I would say you were fucking crazy. This constitutional republic is under attack. New York has fallen.
Mamdani says he wants free buses. What's your opinion on free buses?
It's going to be overcrowded. We had free buses before the 116. It didn't work out too well.
If the buses are free, bus drivers are more vulnerable to assault.
Yeah, because sometimes a passenger can get mad or upset because they can't get to their destination, wherever it is that they got to go, and the bus driver can get assaulted.
And who pays for the free buses? We heard it's $800 million.
The taxpayers.
Unfortunately, people don't pay now getting on the bus.
But who pays us then? What happens to us?
So are free buses a good idea for New York?
No.
This is a PSA from all of us in red states. If you are moving out of a blue state to a red one, do not come here and vote the very shit that drove you out. If you are leaving a blue state because the cost of living is too high, because quality of life, because it's now too dangerous, have some self-awareness and recognition that you are moving to a red state, and do not vote the exact thing that drove you out of the blue state. Please, we beg you. And yes, I am talking to you, New York, who is about to run out of New York City because of Mamdani. And they are running to red states. Don't vote the shit in. We don't want it. We don't want it. U-Haul growth states of 2024 are the top 5 states that people are moving to: South Carolina, Texas, North Carolina, Florida, and Tennessee. What do they all have in common? They're red, okay? U-Haul bottom states that people are moving out of: Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and California. What do they all have in common? They've been ruined by woke liberal ideologies. So please, do not vote the same way you did if you are moving to a red state.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question. So I saw on the bus it said, and I see the sign that says fares required. I thought the buses were supposed to be free now because, Mamdani just won.
That's funny. That's a good one.
When does that start?
That's never gonna stop.
Never gonna happen?
That was fucking
all right, well, I want to say I appreciate what you do, my guy.
funny.
All right, have a good one, my guy. Listen, you are the heart and soul, the backbone of New York. Stay safe.
I don't care if you come off for free. I got you.
W man, thank you, bro. Have a good one.
I've been doing free buses before, Mamdani. I'm the man.
Yes, sir. All right, you got to run for the next election. I'll vote for you. Have a good one.
If he wins, it will be really a great referendum on third grade running for class president politics, because the way we all ran for class president in third grade, for those of us who ran for class president and maybe didn't win in third grade, was the free ice cream platform.
But Trump kind of ran that way as well. I mean, that's just a new way.
He literally went to
American
McDonald's and was giving out fries and burgers.
But did the burgers arrive?
And that was
They
smart,
did.
by the way.
On time,
Yeah.
hot and fresh. Let me tell you. And he was great with he looked very comfortable in there.
He did.
But Mamdani is promising free buses, transgender surgeries for cats, everything you could possibly want. And he's really going all the way.
Identify as dogs?
Yeah, exactly. Right? I mean, it's like a party out here. And where's the money coming from? It's coming from tax revenue that doesn't.
So are free buses a good idea for New York?
No, because New York is, New York City is a city that never sleeps, and people need to take the bus wherever you gotta go. I mean, you're only paying $2.90. You can go from the Bronx to Staten Island on $2.90 and transfer. You ain't gonna get that no place else.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Zohran Mamdani in New York just got a reality check days after the election. Governor Kathy Hochul shut down the whole free bus fantasy. Voters were told free MTA rides were coming, and they're not. Kathy Hochul ran on no new taxes. Mamdani's plan depended on raising the state income tax, something the mayor cannot do. So that promise hit a wall on day one. Y'all like the video right here? Follow for more. And let's get into it. We all know the math never worked. Albany funds the MTA, not City Hall. Hochul needs Long Island, the Hudson Valley, and upstate to win again. She is already massively unpopular, so she said no tax hikes, no plan that cuts fare revenue. Translation, the freebie pitch was never real. Now the left is furious. The same activists who cheered Mamdani are threatening Hochul with primary challenges in 2026. They chant tax the rich. She refuses. That's a civil war inside New York Democrats. Progressives demanding giveaways. Hochul fighting for survival. Mamdani will now blame Albany, no doubt. He'll say the governor betrayed the voters, but the truth is simple. He promised something he could never deliver. The state sets taxes. The state funds the buses. None of that changed after the election. Meanwhile, Hochul floats billion-dollar programs like universal child care, then admits there's no money for them. Medicaid costs rise, the budget bleeds, and high earners keep leaving. That's why she's saying no new taxes, because she knows another tax hike means more people gone. And trust me, y'all, they're already fleeing. So where does this go? Expect progressives to pressure and threaten, expect moderates to panic, but the numbers stay the same. The MTA needs fares or new permanent revenue. The governor said no. The promise is broken. Bottom line, free buses were a campaign slogan, not a policy. Albany killed it in a week. The left blames Hochul, Hochul blames the math, and you still pay the bill. New York doesn't need slogans. It needs reality. Y'all like the video right there. Follow for more. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll catch you on the next.
If you live in America right now, you are going to be able to witness one of the greatest cities in American history, known as New York City, go down the drain by a socialist communist named Zohran Mamdani. Enjoy the show.